What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with our OTC Saturday video. We're going to be highlighting three stocks, two of which I've talked about before, one way back in July, one not too long ago, and a new one that I haven't brought up. And then I'm just going to give you a couple of tickers to keep an eye on over the next possibly couple weeks. First stock that we're going to be talking about is DSG Global. That's DSGT. This stock closed at 0.101, so a shade over 10 cents. It was down 15.48% on Friday, so it had a little bit of a down day, but this thing did run throughout the week, went as high as about 18.5 cents on Thursday, and like I said, since pulled back after that run up and kind of traded flat on Friday. This is a global manufacturer and distributor of GPS tracking devices, electronic golf carts, and now they introduced last month that in their business model presentation that they're introducing electric vehicles through its subsidiary Imperium Motors. Now, they announced Tuesday that they have paid off all their active convertible notes in preparation for growth and a market expansion and to avoid further dilution. Further equity dilution, and introduced this new EV on, I believe it was on Thursday, the ET5. It's a high-speed SUV electric vehicle. I think that people are going to be looking. I don't see any slowing down of this EV market or this alternative energy market anytime soon. So I really think this is going to be on people's radars. I think just due to last week, the runs in SPI, SUNW, POLA, CBAT, let's see, PECK, and some of the others. I think this one kind of got overlooked a little bit. I know many OTC traders jumped in. It did have a couple of good runs, but I think the news on this was kind of overlooked. And I think people searching over the weekend now, being able to take a look at some of the things they missed throughout this just explosive Wednesday and Thursday and even Friday of the markets last week. This may catch a little bit of attention going into next week. Now, I do anticipate some more PR coming out with this company. I think they're trying to pump their stock up. Again, being in the OTC markets, I don't know the validity of anything that they're saying, but the fact of the matter is we still have to pay attention to these stocks because there is awesome potential in the OTC markets. As we've seen before, some of these stocks, when they catch fire, can run 50, 100, 200, 300, 400% in a blink of an eye in one day, or have multi-day runs where they can run up in that, with that amount. So I'm definitely looking. This is one of my favorite OTC stocks right now. This is easily replacing OPTI as my favorite OTC stock. OPTI is something I'm completely putting on the back burner right now. They've come out with PR after PR, good news after good news, but until they put out a real press release, until they give some numbers or some sales, some proof that they're actually putting, they've caught a deal with a Walmart, or they're catching interest from Apple or any of these companies for their technologies, until they show some solid growth, I don't see. I think this one is just kind of completely played out, in my opinion. It had its run. It ran from 2.7 cents all the way up to 19.5 cents. It has since pulled back. I'm not sure if they're diluting as this stock runs up. I don't know if the company's selling on top of it. They stated that they weren't, but again, this is an OTC stock. The one thing I do like about OPTI, obviously, is that they have Kevin Harrington, David Ojeda. They have some prominent people on their board that they don't want to get laughed at. They don't want to get laughed out of the business. They don't want to get looked at as frauds. So, these guys have reputations to uphold. So I still do think there's some validity in the concept of OPTI. It's just I'm going to kind of be sticking away from this right now. I traded it a couple times this week with no profits. I mean, nothing to show for it. The stock, it just ramped up on the open and just collapsed. Ramped up on the open and then collapsed. Had a nice run. I believe it was on Tuesday. Ran up to 3.7 cents. I should have sold right there. I thought this thing would have went a little higher, but it didn't. So now DSGT is a stock that I'm really paying attention with this OTC market. One of my favorites in the OTC market. So I would definitely keep that on my radar, not only next week, but going into the future weeks with any press releases or anything being revealed on their new EVs that they're going to be putting out, especially if they show, because these guys are saying that they expect to have fourth quarter sales of this year. So if that happens, who knows? This could be a dollar stock. I don't know. if they don't come out with fourth quarter sales, it could hurt the stock because they've already said that they were going to do so, and then they'll be showing themselves as either getting ahead of themselves or flat out liars. So, but for right now, I really like DSGT. It's a stock that I have on my radar. In fact, it's probably the number one OTC stock on my radar right now. Now, second stock that we're going to be talking about is Imagine AR, IPNFF. Now, this is a stock I mentioned way back in July. When I did mention the stock, it was much higher than it is now. So, I look like I got killed on that thing if I would have held it from then and let it ride out, because this thing went from about 36 cents all the way down into the single digits, and last week has since kind of shot up quite a bit. This is an augmented reality company we mentioned back in July that enables businesses of any size to create and implement their own AR campaigns. They presented at Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock Conference, and that was just last Thursday on the 24th, and just signed a 5-year agreement with the NFL Alumni Academy. The stock nearly quadrupled this week on high volume, but pulled back nicely for an entry opportunity. This thing pulled back pretty hard on Thursday. Could have got this thing for about 10 cents, and then this thing ran up pretty hard. It was actually up 28.77% on Friday to close at 0.1674, so almost at 17 cents. This thing closed at on Friday. So IPNFF is a stock that has shown in the past that it can run. If this thing gets anywhere near those highs of 36 cents and breaks those, who knows where it can go. But for right now, at 16 and a half cents, a little over 16 and a half cents, I really like IPNFF as a play that can give you some nice gains. Now, the third stock that we're going to be talking about is Dynacert Inc., DYFSF. DYFSF. Now, this stock closed on Friday at 0.43954. It was down 3% on Friday, so it closed just a shade below 44 cents. This is they manufacture and distribute carbon emission reduction technology for the use with internal combustion engines. And obviously, with the world headed towards alternative clean energy, and the EV sector still about 10 years out from having full saturation minimum, this company can take advantage of legislation giving out billions in carbon emission credits, and especially in the multi-billion-dollar trucking industry, which they're kind of targeting their technology to. So I see Dynacert as a company. In fact, they've pulled back a little bit in the past month, and at 43, almost 44 cents. I like this stock. I could see this stock, if it gets a contract with some of these bigger, larger trucking firms, before they want to put out money for electric trucks like Helion or somebody like this, they may try to downplay their emissions or reduce their emissions going with a company like Dynacert to kind of help them along with that. So I really like DYFSF. Now, next week, as you've seen, there's kind of been a shift in what I've been calling out lately. I mean, almost for a month and a half there, I was typically just calling out OTC stocks. The listed plays, in my opinion, were, the opportunities weren't there as much as they were in the OTC market. That's kind of shifted now. My main focus now, although I do focus on the OTC market, I am now focusing more on listed penny stocks, because of the fact that the opportunities are there now, and I see this market heating back up. So I never want to just focus on one or the other. I want to focus where the opportunities are at, because it doesn't matter. I can say I'm an OTC guy, and then the listed stocks are going nuts, and I miss out on all that opportunity, or vice versa. I never trade OTCs. I only trade listed. But then the last month and a half, there wasn't very many opportunities, and all the opportunities were in the OTC market. So you kind of have to adjust as the stock market goes along. We are small cap traders. You'll never catch me trading a Tesla. You'll never catch me trading an Apple, just for the fact that that's not my expertise. It's not what I've geared in and studied for, and what I've set myself out to do. I prefer the opportunities in the small cap market, because these opportunities are much greater. So again, there's a couple other stocks that I want you to keep an eye on. I'm just going to give you the ticker symbol. Again, obviously DSGT, DYFSF, IPNFF are the three that I did mention. There's a couple others that I want you to take a look at, and I may be presenting them, and kind of highlighting what they do in the next week's OTC Saturday. But one is MSNVF. That's MSNVF. and another one is MMEDF. MMEDF. And that MSNVF is a stock I mentioned just last week. So that's something, you want to keep an eye on that one, because I still think that has terrific opportunity with the government contracts that they've gotten. And another one is DOCRF. I probably will be highlighting these stocks next week. Again, that was MSNVF, MMEDF, and DOCRF. Kind of odd tickers, but those are stocks that I'm also going to be looking at, and I probably will be highlighting those next week. I just don't want to cram too much into one video. I kind of want to give you 3 main ones to look at, and then 3 to put on the radar. So as always, please like, please share, please subscribe. We kind of hit a little stall here with the subscriptions of the video. We're at 750 and kind of stalled there for the past few days. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe channel. On this content, we don't make any money. We don't charge it for anything, but we do put in a lot of time. Obviously, I don't put a lot of time in the editing of the videos, but I put a ton of time in on the research and trying to give you guys the best, the best ideas to go forth in the following week. So I would very much appreciate it if you did subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button, and if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, please put them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to take a look at them and give you a quick synopsis of what I think of the stock and where I think it may go. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you guys advice on what to do in the stock market. I'm just throwing out what I'm looking at and giving you my ideas. As always, please do your own due diligence on these stocks. See if they're a good fit for your portfolio and your trading style. And like I said, as always, please like, please share, please subscribe, and we will catch you on the watch list tomorrow night. Have a good one, traders. Let's get that money.